could get into a whole bunch of stuff there.
I wouldn't say a whole bunch, but I know.
I know some creative names.
It doesn't take a lot for us to get into it. Okay, we get into it over little stuff, you know. So it doesn't take a whole lot for us to really get into a conversation. And that's usually where the best of our stuff comes from. At least I feel is when we really get into stuff and we kind of branch off and go into different directions. And Mr. Chicken Restaurant.
That was actually a good timestamp, good clip.
Thank you. I watched the whole thing just to make sure. But it was
yeah. Did anybody read what I wrote?
I did today. I was gonna say that too. We might need to switch to like a phone number text message group chat because I sometimes be forgetting to even just check, just say DMs or whatever until it's closer to the day of, and then you know.
I try to check my Instagram at least once every 2 days. But I'm kind of like Rudy, like I'm an old man, so you know, I kind of stopped at Facebook, and now I'm just struggling with Instagram. So, but all right, boom shot clock.
Top of the world, top of the world, yeah, top of the world, top of the world, yeah, top of the world, top of the world, yeah, top of the world, top of the world, yeah, top of the world.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Worst Ones podcast. This is a platform for us PKs to come together and be the worst. Janessa is about to fall.
I was like, this is the worst time to readjust this camera.
my name is
She
Rudy
was
Wilson.
falling into the spirit, is what
Right.
it was.
My name is Rudy Wilson. I'm a preacher's kid. We got Janessa in the building. She's a preacher's kid. Terry Weezy. He's a PK, and Kellie is a PK. Janessa, why you got all this subtle stuff going on?
Subtle? No.
It was subtle but noticeable all at the same time. But how's everybody doing? Janessa, let's start.
I want to know how Kellie with the good hair is doing.
Not Kellie with the good hair.
That's good. She's Kellie and she's got good hair. So
I appreciate that, Terry.
Somebody got it did.
I appreciate it. Coming from my preacher father. My mom would be mad. Come from both of them.
My mama. Well, Kellie, how you doing? We start with you, turn.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I had a really nice Valentine's Day.
Did you have
Yesterday.
a date?
I did.
Nice.
I had a date.
Did you get any?
Huh?
Did you get any?
That is none of your business. But I don't do those.
That's a yes.
I don't do those type of things.
Hopefully you do some kind of things.
But yeah, I had a nice Valentine's Day. Yesterday was my mom's birthday, so went out for my mom for her birthday. My dad's birthday is Friday.
Oh wow!
So yep. So it's a week of birthdays and celebrating and having a good time. So I'm good.
So you're a bunch of summer babies over there, right? Because when you think about it, it's like July and then February. That's 9 months. You know.
I guess that's when their parents enjoyed life a little bit.
I enjoyed each other is more what it sounds like.
Right. So, but yep. But yeah. So my mom's birthday is the 14th. My dad's is the 17th, and so I have a favorite Valentine. So I've always had a Valentine date. So that's never gotten me down or in the dumps because I go to a nice restaurant and get to dress up, and my dad buys me flowers and candy.
Aww.
Every Valentine's Day. So
that's so sweet.
But this year I had an additional date. I had a little after party date. So that was nice too.
Well, I was just gonna say, does your mom, does she do like the double dip, like I need the Valentine and birthday type thing, or?
I think she's at the point where her gifts are really expensive, and so they probably spend too hard today.
She's like, I'm good for the year.
I agree with this so much. I agree with what Kellie's saying so much. With the father taking his daughter out. When I was 24, I was dating an older woman. She was 33. She had 2 daughters, and she implored me to that one year. She like pushed me into it and said, no, I want you to take the old, like, because the older girl was getting older. She was like almost 13, and she's like, I want you to take her out on a date. And I was like, that's creepy and illegal. And but no, she was like, go show her what she should expect in life. And I was like, oh my God. So then I took it super serious, and I took her out. I opened the door for her, and we laughed and talked about real things. And she told me things that she didn't even tell her mom, and it was real. And I implore anybody that's got kids, if you've got a daughter and you're a man, take her out and show her what a man should be. Like, it's important. It really
Absolutely.
is.
Because I think oftentimes that, and I'm not going to get on my soapbox about this, but I am going to praise the man that I'm dating. That oftentimes as women, we accept the minimum and not even knowing that it's the minimum because we've never been exposed to anything else.
100%.
And this man has come and shown me chivalry and being a gentleman like none other. Like, opening the door, absolutely, but he's also gonna open my car door. He's also gonna make sure that my dress is inside so that I don't close my dress in. Yesterday, the valet, he didn't yell at the valet, but he had an attitude with the valet because the valet brought his car out before mine. He said, I gave you my ticket first so that her car can come out. And so he moved his car to the side, got out the car, waited for me and my valet. I mean, just
yelling at people's not good.
He didn't yell, but he expressed no, not because I ain't gonna let you do that. He didn't yell.
He got the valet right. He got him right.
As he should have.
Yeah, he got him right.
He didn't yell. He didn't raise his voice. He
even if he did yell, they should have brought her car first and then his. However you need to get that point across.
But a complete
that's
gentleman. And though I've had a father, that opened and closed doors for me and all of that, it isn't what you see from men most times. Like, they may open a door if y'all walking through together, but to come around and open my car door, to open my personal car door, to even be as knowledgeable as like, oh, let me make sure her skirt, I had this big skirt on yesterday. Let me make sure the skirt is inside before I shut. Like, that's just something that walking on the side of the street closer to the cars, like those things that I
always do. I always do the put you on the inside kind of thing.
But those are things. So in addition to men taking their daughters out on dates, it's also men teaching their sons how to be a gentleman. Because there's many men that don't even there's guys where I've said to them, again, opening and closing doors is basic. Like, that's the bare minimum. But things like it's the bare minimum. Things like again, walking on the side of the street closest to the cars, you wouldn't understand how many men I've said that to, and they're like, I've never heard that before. And so in addition to, just to your point, Terry, in addition to men taking their daughters out and showing them how they should be treated, it's also about instilling in your sons what it means to be a gentleman and what that looks like.
100%. But there is a limit. And I tell my new bride this, I've told every woman this. I open the car door for you on special occasions, when we're going out, when I want you to, and that's what makes it a gesture, is that I'm doing it on this day, and I'm doing it on that day, and I'm doing it on this day, and that's what makes it special. If you demand it every single time, now I open doors, regular doors, but the car door thing, that's a special occasion thing. That's we're out on a date. That's
my mom literally sits in the car
and waits. That's
until that motherfucker is open.
That's not good.
But it's not a gesture. It is not something that she demands. It's and a part of it is what he wants to do. I want to do this for my lady, for my woman, for my wife. If he wants
to do it, that's fine. I show everybody. Look, we all know about the love languages. I'm sure we've all read the book. We know what love languages are. So, you know, for some people, it's jumping around and open the car door. I personally happen to think that makes you weaker, but.
See, that's the thing with me.
But I'll give you all my money. And why? So you take
what's
all
the difference
my money.
Between a car door and a door on the building, though?
I think it's the running around the car.
It doesn't have to be a run.
Well, I even a walk. It's just that moment that kind of separates the two of you, and it kind of, to me, it just creates like this subconscious division between the two of you, like. Oh, we have to open the car door for the lady or else she's helpless, you know. Like, to me, it just doesn't feel the same. But if we're walking up to a restaurant to go in or a department store to go in, like, obviously I'm just going to grab the door. But it's that extra little thing that for some reason, I don't know why, I'm crazy. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just saying, like, in my mind, that little extra thing, it's almost like it feels like a little servitude. If I have to do it all the time, you know, because I'm now
serve each other. So that's the thing, me and we're not having a relationship conversation today, but
Valentine's
we should.
Day,
it's Valentine's.
I don't even know what the topic is for today.
I put it in there yesterday.
Oh, my bad, I missed it.
I did it early.
Oops, I missed it. It was a lot of words, a lot of content in there today, a lot of words in there.
All right, fair enough.
But I think, and I lost my train of thought doing all of that. Bottom line, I think you're wrong.
Okay, that's fine.
I hate the notion
you said we can't serve each other.
Right. I said, first of all, right, we serve each other. And I hate that men only feel like that the only way they serve is, right, I'm going to give you all of my money. And maybe for me,
I just use that as an example, but go ahead.
But, and you know what, I'm not going to say that either. But
money is trust for us. If we give you our money, we trust you.
Right.
We're giving you our pride when we do that.
Okay, so you give me your money, but you do a nice gesture for me, as in opening my door on a regular Tuesday. Then he's weak. Then he's a simp.
No. I'm just saying that particular one. I don't know why it hits me like it does. Do you know what I do for my girl? And I've done this forever. I learn her favorite candy bar, right? And then any day, just on random, when I think about it, or when I'm thinking about her, or when I think about I want her to have a nice day, I'll stop on the way home. I'll grab her favorite candy bar and I'll just hand it to her when I get home and say, I love you. And that's it. But it teaches her that I know her. I know what she likes, and I'm thinking about her. To me, that says way more than opening a door.
And see, for me, I appreciate both. Again, I appreciate him so very much every single time he comes and opens my car door. Every single time that we meet someplace and he comes and opens the driver's side for me and makes sure that I get in.
That's the love languages.
I appreciate that.
You've got to figure out what
Sour Patch Kids too.
Yeah, but you've got to figure out how you accept love versus how they give love.
Right.
You know, and trust me, every day if I come home and I got a Milky Way in my hand, my girl's ear to ear.
Absolutely.
She loves Milky Ways. Who does?
My issue was that he got to be weak because he wanted to come open my door.
Well, it's not about. I'm saying it can be, if you're not the right kind of man, it can be emasculating. It can feel that way to them.
See, I want a man that's so masculine and so honest and true to himself that don't even.
I think that's a great statement. You know exactly what you want. That's great.
I feel like if that would just say demasculate or emasculate or whatever the word is, that to me that's almost the same as people feeling like they have to just say wear certain clothing to show that they got money or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got money, you don't have to wear. But I guess the point I'm saying is, like, to Kellie's point, like when you are who you are, like your confidence in whatever in whatever it is that you're doing, it's not going to matter whatever it looks like. You know what I'm saying? And I do have a little balance in the sense of like if I first meet a girl and just say we go on or whatever, there may be a little hesitation in reference to me just say opening car doors on that particular thing. And I ain't talking about we ride together. I'm saying her actual door to her individual car, only because that is a level of I definitely like you. You know what I'm saying? And I as much chivalry as I would always excuse me, as I would always show a woman in any situation, if I know that I don't want this to carry on, there will be some things I would hold back because I don't want to present, I don't want to present like, yo, I'm giving, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah, I got it.
But you know what I'm saying? But outside, if I'm feeling you, like you get it day one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna do these different things. And I will admit, and she knows this, I do get aggravated with my mom sometimes when it's just me and her, and I gotta keep walking back and forth with her door. And that's only because we do a lot of stopping and we getting out, going to this store, getting back there, getting out, going to this again. I'm like, Mom, you gotta open your own door at this point. You know what I'm saying? But,
okay. Well,
but the point I'm making is just this is my last little thing. But I do agree with Kelly. Like if it's not your thing, that's one thing, and I'm not here to bash that. But it definitely isn't a weak thing to do by any stretch, because it's not like you're like it's another man. It's another man who's like making you feel like a bitch. Like it's your woman. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just looking out for your woman. Like
and admittedly, I said it wrong. I said it makes you feel weak. But what I meant was it weakens the gesture. It weakens the gesture. Like I will still open the door for her, but I want to do it on the occasions that make it feel special. Because if you do it all the time, then it just becomes routine. And it's just like changing diapers on a baby. It's just like something you have to do. I like it to be special. I like it to stay special. And I think she enjoys that too, because then when we do go out on Valentine's Day, or if we do go to a nice date night kind of a thing, now all of a sudden it feels special. Plus, I like a strong one. I remember the first time I tried to open a car door for a woman, she goes, I can open my door. And I was like, I'm into you. You know what I mean? Like I just enjoy that. I enjoy a strong
but going back to the babies, that's just like saying like, you know what, I'm gonna let this baby sit in this shitty diaper for a couple of days, so that when I change it, it's actually special and they appreciate. They appreciate the clean diaper. Like no, like,
I didn't say that.
Like change the diaper every time.
But the same diapers.
It's becoming too routine that you change my diaper every time I use the bathroom. You change my diaper. It's getting real routine. I know what's gonna happen.
Good point. That's a fair point, but that's not the way I meant it. I meant it because with gestures, it just feels better when it's either A, it's not mandatory, B, it's not always, and C, it comes out of nowhere. That's why I like the candy bar thing, because it's always spontaneous and it just comes out of nowhere.
Well, why can't you do both? So why isn't there something that I do consistently, and then there's an extra gesture that I only do for Valentine's? Here's the difference. Here's the difference. If we are going to any event where she has dressed up, and I mean like dressed up, like did her makeup, her hair, or she's got, made sure her dress was nice and all that, I'll always do it then. Because that's what I want it to be. I want it to be the Cinderella moment. And it's not if it happens every day. Guess what?
Okay.
I am.
That's the end of our future together, Kelly.
I've been Princess Kelly since birth. And when this man or whatever man marries me, I will become a queen, and you can open my door every single time.
That's great. I don't want a princess.
It is not a requirement. It is not, I didn't ask him to. But I appreciate him knowing my worth and value and doing what he felt like needs to be done.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have a demand similar.
And I'm sure there's something that he would like. And I'm sure that there's things that I do just naturally that he enjoys and he loves on the flip side, which is why we're here. And there's going to be some things that you do.
As long as you're willing to do the same thing on his
side. For a special occasion. But whatever it is. But notice, I didn't ask him. So I didn't ask him. I didn't expect. I didn't just sit in the car and wait for him. I didn't just, like, this is what he wanted to do.
Okay. And I'm fine with that. I'm just saying.
36?
36. Gotcha.
All right. That's a good age. But no, I'm just saying, like, you got to go the other way. I like getting my feet rubbed. So if my thing's getting my feet rubbed and you want me to open
But
your
you
car
keep-
door every time, I want my feet rubbed.
But
see,
you
you-
keep
you
pretending
trying
as
to
if I
tit for tat.
asked him to open my car
Right.
door. This is something that he wanted to do. I didn't
Okay.
say, hey,
All
in
right.
order to date me, you have to open up my car door. This was something that he just done, that he just does naturally,
Okay.
genuinely,
And
honestly.
that's fine. I like that you know exactly what you want. I just think it's a little.
And I hope that right now we've only been dating for 3 months, 4 months. I hope if we still here 3-4 years from now, that it's consistent and genuine and he's doing the same things then.
I
And
just
hope
want
that
to.
he-
When are we gonna meet this dude?
You won't.
Excuse me. We've known you longer than he has, so
Maybe one day.
I think like we're entitled at this point.
Maybe one day. Or the next time we all meet up together.
In
But I
Tennessee.
apologize.
No, he's gonna have to be on this podcast. That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be in Tennessee at Terry's house. That's where we all gonna meet up at.
No,
Wait, where are you, Terry?
I'm still in the same place. Look at the picture.
Oh, I said because you got right. I was like, wait, did you move the?
I
thing?
know he's moving. That's why.
10th of March.
Okay.
And we go to Nashville.
Well,
I apologize.
Janessa's
been
how are
so
you
quiet.
doing?
I haven't even gotten in here.
How was your Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day was good. I did some self-loving, like I went and got a pedicure. Took myself out to lunch, and then I swung by my parents' house. I had got my mom a Valentine, and so we talked for a little bit. My dad and my brother are typically my forever Valentines. DJ sent me a text now since he has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right. And my dad is usually on it, but you know, the past couple of days have been pretty hard for our family. So I gave him a pass, and he told me he was going to get me my Valentine today when it was 50% off. And you know what, Daddy, I know you love me. So I'm not even tripping about it. So yeah, it was a good day. And then the guy that I'm talking to, he did some sweet things for me yesterday too. So it was good. I'm not complaining. I did, Kellie, get Beyonce tickets.
Woo! When I come
There you go.
I'm going on the 14th.
Was
So
that the
during
Monday?
it's
Okay.
a third show. During the Super Bowl, I get a text message, you know, with the saying I got a pre-sale code or whatever. And I'm like, telling my friends, I was like, is this what I think it is? And they looked at it and literally threw my phone and was like, we're going to get tickets, we're claiming it. And we did get tickets. So
Good.
that was exciting, and got really good seats and didn't even have to pay that much. I think we paid $221.
Okay. Good.
So, and we're in section 121. So
Okay,
I was
yeah.
excited about
Goodness.
that.
Yeah.
Is that 221 each?
Yeah.
Good God.
I didn't think it was that expensive. I like the prices
That's
that
crazy.
were
Especially not for Beyonce.
yeah, like the
Beyonce
prices
seems
that are
great.
up there now, the resale are like for the same seat on the 11th is $1,500.
Right. So what night am I going on? I don't know.
Doesn't matter. When I was a teenager, I saw Garth Brooks for $50. He's the highest selling, believe it or not.
Yeah, but what year was you a teenager though?
Yeah, I guess.
I gotta blow my nose.
That's a
I
totally
guess.
different.
It's been in like 1998.
Right. That's
Yeah. But still, to me that's crazy. $200 to go watch somebody sing some songs I can hear on Spotify for free. It's just
Well, this is my first Beyonce concert. So
it's more of the performance and the.
if you're going once, that's
Right.
another thing, because like you're just going to be there in the moment. Like I get it, but the sticker price just always shocks me.
Yep. No, you got a better deal than I did. For sure.
I mean, it's price. It's no type of prices if you to go to a certain basketball game. Like if you go to a Lakers game or something like that, or a Warriors game, I'm sure that same section probably costs the same, or if not more. Or you know, or you go to a certain comedy shows, whatever. Like you know, like it's you know, pay that money.
Yeah.
I was just in front row for Louis C.K. and it was like $75 done.
Yeah, but he had a scandal like Beyonce.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I saw Dave Chappelle the same thing. I saw Dave Chappelle. It was only $115 for front row. So it depends on the people. But
well,
nobody asked.
I got my tickets, and Still have that A. It's been a pretty good week for me, honestly. Well, except for I don't know, Rudy, you want to talk about it now or later?
What's that?
Our bad news.
Oh, Bishop.
News, yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah.
So, and it's actually a double win. I didn't even tell y'all this, but Rudy and I's pastor, Bishop James H. Wharton, passed away Saturday night. And it's a very huge loss for the Christian community, especially in Atlanta. If you know, you know. You may have heard of his brother, Bishop Paul Morton, but Bishop James Morton is just as big in his own right. And so we will greatly miss him. I also found out that a beloved deacon in my dad's church, he's like, to me, I kind of put him like the Deacon Jones of New Piney Grove. His name is Deacon Sylvester Lindsay, and he passed away Sunday morning.
Oh, wow.
So for my dad to get the news about Bishop's late Saturday night, and then to get, you know, the message about our deacon, it's been, and then my grandfather was in a car accident last week too. He's 90. So it's just been a crazy week.
Is he doing okay? Your grandfather doing okay? My
grandfather, he's in a lot of pain and he's refusing to go to the doctor. So we're trying to get him there. He was hit from the back. He was stopped at a light. So, you know, he has a case, and I mean, he's 90. So he probably shouldn't have been driving in the first place, but he got a license. So,
you know,
I don't know. He told me
shouldn't be driving at this point.
Well, I told him, like, Grandpa, we can chauffeur you around. It's my dad's dad. And he said that his license has 6 more years on it. He doesn't know if they're going to give him another one. And so he's going to drive all that he can in the next 6 years. So
I guess. But when it comes to gas, maintenance, the car payment, the insurance, you can, like most older people like that, they don't drive that much anyway. Just Uber. It's cheaper. It's literally cheaper to just Uber back and forth to where you want to go.
You know, I don't know if that's in his spirit.
And
it might not be in his spirit, but it might be in his wallet.
I don't even know if he has a phone to do.
And that's what I was about to say. A lot of older people, like especially if they can drive, they rather just get in their car and just have that control as opposed to trying to figure out technology and whatever. Like, because I've even driven Uber and picking up old people, and they treat it like a taxi. Like, they don't even realize I already have the address and the GPS. And they're like, 67, 04. 97th Street, please. And I'm like,
it'd be cheaper to take a taxi everywhere.
But I'm saying they ain't trying to do all that. They especially to his point, he already know his driving privileges are coming to an end. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I might as well get him in while I can. You feel me? So I ain't mad at that.
So it's been a tough week in that regards, but you know, I'm doing all right.
That's good.
You know what I did for Valentine's Day? Nothing.
Well, hold on one second.
Stupid holiday. It's a stupid holiday made up by Hallmark. It doesn't matter. This when you become the Grinch during Christmas. I am about it. Right. Well, Christmas, you're actually celebrating an actual thing at Christmas. This is just a stupid Roman nothing, Greek myth that Hallmark came along and said, we need to make a holiday between Christmas and Easter to sell cards for. And that's what happened.
So Kellie and Janessa, what holiday y'all gonna be pissed at?
Right.
Kwanzaa. They're gonna be all upset about Kwanzaa.
That Labor Day shit. You know what? I don't.
Well, let me tell you, in Georgia, they changed.
Fuck all this Flag Day nonsense.
In Georgia, we used to get Confederate Memorial Day off, and it was like the 4th Friday or Monday in April, and now it's just called state holiday. So,
okay. Now that you said that, I'm gonna go. So
that's wild.
Yeah, that one.
I don't want to get blamed.
Looking at a little sideways, like, didn't y'all lose the war while we celebrating y'all? Confederate Memorial Day.
But what I was going to say was, and I'm only saying this for the sake of the podcast because I don't think we ever addressed it. So you, Janessa, you said the guy that so we're not talking about the same.
No, this is a new guy.
Gotcha. Okay. Praise God. All right. And I'm not saying praise God because I'm not saying no. I didn't. Okay, let me take that back because that came off wrong.
That's so fucked up.
I didn't.
That is
I wasn't.
so messed up.
I wasn't saying because I don't even know him like that. So it ain't. I wasn't. I was just saying, okay, praise God. Like, let's move on. Like that's what I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to add nothing. That came off.
Stop with.
That came off bad. That came off bad.
That's what you meant.
Stop.
I did.
Stop
That's
with
what
the.
you praise the God for. That it's a new guy, that she left the old guy, that he did something.
I took it as, okay, you good, you know?
Yeah. I was just
good for you. Praise the Lord. You were
wondering what we were praising. What part we were praising?
Because I don't know. It just came out. I was just like, okay, well, good. Praise God. Like, you know,
No.
you got whatever your situation
Rudy,
is, you got it figured
stop.
out. You know what I'm saying?
Rudy, if you keep backpedaling, you're gonna go right through the wall, man. Stop.
I'm not backpedaling at all. I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you. That's what I meant. Like,
let's see what happens.
Praise God. Yeah.
Hey y'all, sorry to interrupt, but we have a few church announcements. Follow us on Instagram at The Worst Ones PK. New content coming soon. We also have a TikTok at The Worst Ones PK. No content yet, but continue to check us out. If you when you listen to our podcast, you can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast. Just make sure you type in The Worst Ones Podcast and you'll find us. And when you get there, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and you share. Thank you to our 500,422 followers. We love you so much. Now, back to the show.
And by the way, just so all the women don't think that I'm a complete piece of garbage.
You the only one that's married, so you got.
I'm just saying, me and her decided. First of all, if we're going to celebrate Valentine's, we'll do it on whatever day we want. We're not going to do it on February 14th because that's just when the businesses gouge you and they get you for extra costs and extra dinners and stuff like that. So I said, we'll do it on the 15th or the 13th. It doesn't matter. We'll do it on the 17th if we want. But the biggest thing is we told each other, rather than just saving it all up to do this big special thing, we're just going to treat each other with love and passion and compassion every single day. And that's way better than saving it for some stupid holidays made up by a greeting card company.
I don't agree, because if you do it every day, then it becomes routine. You gotta.
All right. That's a good routine. That's a good routine. That's not slavery. That's not slavery. That's a good
serving each other every day.
Right.
No, we're just nice to each other.
You're weak.
Day.
No, I'm just.
We're not. We don't. No, we don't serve each other. We're just good to each other. That's
the Bible says, submit yourselves one to another.
But it also says submit yourself to Him. So, how many people you got to submit to?
Submit yourselves one to another. They say it in Ephesians somewhere, I think.
Gotcha. So what?
No, you look it up.
Yeah, right.
You made me look up enough. You look it up.
I can look it. Ain't no issue.
All right, it's just you left, Rudy.
How
was your Valentine's Day, Grinch?
Didn't even realize it was until
Yeah, that seems about right.
Because my mom had texted me or something. It was like, but she texted me like at nighttime, and she was like, by the way, happy Valentine's Day. But so that's kind of what reminded me, but I wasn't really thinking about it.
You got a young lady?
He didn't even know till he saw the commercial at the Super Bowl. Courting? That's when he saw it.
I do not.
Oh, okay.
I
no one was expecting anything.
I haven't courted anyone since 2018.
Ooh. Well, you need to court somebody at least for a weekend. That's.
We may have had a weekend situation. It just wasn't a courtship.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow.
Wasn't even a weekend.
Okay, just a night.
Just a night.
For one night. My mom loved Luther, but yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't do that, and even for me, and I do want to touch on this a little bit more about the whole father-daughter aspect, because for me, like, I was genuinely thinking how, like, I don't give a fuck whether my mom or dad or whoever acknowledged me on Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, I guess as a guy, boy, whatever, like, I just never really embraced that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got a Valentine, like I'm thinking about, somebody who I'm attracted to. You know what I'm saying? But as we were talking about, you all's father-daughter experience on the Valentine's Day, like I feel that. You feel what I'm saying? Like I feel that, especially for that dynamic. And I don't know if it's a gender thing and it should be separate, but I'm saying like for me, I still don't care about me getting one. What I'm saying, but I'm saying like if I have a daughter, I'm saying I get why, going back to the whole thing of the importance of teaching her how to be loved, or whatever the case may be, X, Y, B, Z. But I don't know
standards.
I don't know how I would deal with that with my son. Like, do I, you know what I'm saying? Do I take my son on a date and be like,
No.
Hey,
you make your son.
No, but listen to me. I'm not saying on Valentine's Day, but I'm saying in general, like, because you don't how do you give that same training? You know what I'm saying? Like from man to
man. You make your son take his mom out on a date.
Let me finish.
All right, just go ahead.
Okay. Because what I was getting ready to say is I know from the mom to the son, she can take him out on a date. But I'm saying from the man-to-man experience, I'm saying like it's not the same as taking the daughter out. You feel what I'm saying? So it's, I guess from a boy aspect, from me being the boy, from my father, like I never really expect that. But then even from my mother, I never really like expected it. Of course, she taught me different chivalry things, but that was just in life. Like we go into Publix and she gonna teach me the chivalry thing, to open doors, whatever. Like, but we didn't. I don't ever really remember my mom taking me on a date. You know what I'm saying? At any point, like in us doing like a, this is how you should, whatever. Pull out the chair. Like it just happened while we were at whatever restaurant. We go out to eat after church or whatever. Okay, now we practicing. You feel what I'm saying?
You keep saying it wrong. You're saying your mom took you out on a date. No, you make your son take his mom out on a date. You make him take it.
I didn't know. I said my mom never took me on a date is what I'm saying. But I'm saying, I just never had that dynamic when it came down to Valentine's Day is my whole point. But when I hear them talk about their experience, especially as a girl to the father, I see the importance in that. But I still, I guess, question how it values, I guess, from the boy perspective, right?
So I can kind of shed some light because I have a brother. One thing my dad did, like I said, typically my dad is on it on Valentine's Day, but this year a lot happened in the past 2 days. But typically, like one of the things I love that my dad and my brother give me every year is chocolate covered strawberries, and they make it themselves. They make it together. So it's like, I feel like DJ kind of got some of his man training or whatever you want to call it by my dad showing him through the things that he was doing on just a yearly basis. My mom gets flowers, my mom gets presents. DJ would go with him. My dad would tell her, oh, she specifically likes this. Oh, this was our song from whatever, like kind of just explaining what he is doing in real life. And then like kind of to your point too, Rudy, we used to go out to eat every Sunday after church. Oh, let your brother get the door. Oh, let your brother pull out your seat. And so he kind of got to practice on me, or my sister or my mom, stuff like that. And then also like, again, because a lot of times we were together, if we're walking on the street, my dad will politely escort me to the inside and, he'll tell DJ why he's doing it. If we're all walking together or something like that, if me and my mom are walking together. So it doesn't necessarily have to be all right, it's date time, about to give you some one-on-one on what you need to do. It could just be a lifestyle training.
Yeah. I wasn't necessarily, I guess, questioning like how the principles can be taught. I guess what I'm saying is like, as a boy, for Valentine's Day specifically, that same type of, just say, romantic experience, but with your parent, I'm just saying, like, I never even thought about that even being an option for me. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm hearing y'all talk about it, like my dad getting me chocolates and, with all this stuff like that, I'm saying, like, that is, and that's something, even especially when Kellie talked about it, like, or even with you, because you were saying, like, my dad kind of missed it this year. Like, to me, like, it's an expectation that y'all have, which is a good expectation. I'm not saying it's a wrong thing, but I don't know. I feel like it's a different type of love experience that you get as opposed to, from the boy experience, because I don't
when you're male.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's my whole point. That's why I never really considered what that felt like, is what I'm saying, until I'm hearing them talk about it right now. Because
are you saying you're jealous you didn't get any chocolates and stuff like that?
I'm literally saying I never thought about that even being a thing, like the whole parent to child dynamic. Because like my mom has like bought me candy before on Valentine's Day, but we weren't. But it's just her, like, my mom being nice. Like she liked to do things for us on special occasions, whatever. But it was never like a big like thing. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big whatever. It just was like, here's some candy. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't have the same value. I get it.
Right, but I'm saying, but with y'all, like I say, even just getting that, that whole experience, I think it's dope. I think it's very honorable. I think very highly of it. I guess I'm just speaking to the fact that I just never even thought about what Valentine's Day means to a daughter from their father. You feel what I'm saying?
Ladies like to feel special, man.
Absolutely.
Ladies like to feel special.
My father used to come to my school every Valentine's Day,
right,
with balloons and candy.
Wow.
And like clockwork, because I went, of course, to the same high school for 4 years.
That's why you're Princess Kellie. That's why.
Everyone, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Everyone,
you might be.
Kellie, your dad is here. On my birthday, on Valentine's Day, he was going to show up with balloons and flowers. Every time.
That's time. A bit.
My daddy weak. What you trying to say?
What? I didn't say weak. What? I just said I was like, that's a bit much. That's all I was gonna say was,
And you're right. And it may very much be why I am Princess Kellie.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Might be.
And the way I am, the way I am.
My
but
question
then when
is,
the Lord comes and provides you with a man who genuinely
oh, now we're putting it on the Lord that did this.
Lord comes.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm playing. But no, I understand.
No.
But I'm tired of apologizing for it too. But go ahead.
Well, ain't nobody asking you to apologize.
No,
I'm just saying if I was in the case, just birthday maybe, it's a special day and whatnot, but Valentine's Day, I don't know.
Think about it when you have a daughter young.
Well, I'm pretty sure God's going to curse me with a son just like me, and that's what that's going to be my penance to pay, is to have to put up with the same thing I made other people put up with. But my good question is, are we ever going to get to this topic, or is this just the topic?
I thought we had already decided we wasn't. I thought that
okay. I didn't know.
I thought we was, because everybody started because Kellie was 20 minutes alone.
First of all, y'all asked me
Kellie was
no, but I'm not blaming on you. I'm not blaming on you. I'm saying like you
were jamming out and nobody wanted to bother you about it.
No, y'all asked me questions. I did not talk straight for 20 minutes.
No, I'm saying your.
Are you saying your
parents? I'm not even saying you talk. I'm saying your scenario.
Yes,
because we were all speaking. Yeah, the whole
Terry, who engaged in the conversation, and was probably one of the first to comment.
Right, I'm always the first to comment.
Extended my time.
Yes, I agree with that. I'm just saying, just like Rudy said, your segment was about 20 minutes. It was an interesting segment, That's where we got that nice clip about, and that's the clip of the week. How to treat your daughters, how to show them how to be treated.
So Janessa and Kellie. So with the experience with your fathers and the Valentine's Day and learning how to be treated and such and such and such, I guess how much of the person who you just say marry do you want them to, I guess, mirror your father? Like, is it just the certain principles, or do you also want them to have certain characteristics, or is it something about your father like I definitely don't want them to have, or something about him you definitely do? Like, what is that compare and contrast?
I would say for me, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I think one thing that I look for in a man that my dad does do is the security piece. Like, if something's going on, whether it's
No,
You're
I'm talking to Rudy.
Kelly's.
No, like if something's wrong with my car, or if I'm having a bad day, or I'm concerned about something, like it could be work, or my dad has a way of communicating with me. Maybe because he's for 33 years, but he knows how to communicate with me in a way that calms me and brings clarity to the situation. I know when my dad gets involved, it's gonna be handled. Like, I'm not questioning, oh, okay, now I gotta circle back, I gotta figure it out myself. Like, my dad is a problem solver like no other. He will either do it himself or he will find somebody else to do it. And that's how I am. Maybe to a fault. I'll either do it myself or I'll find someone to do it. But I do look for that, because one thing I think guys misconstrue somehow, just because I can do something doesn't mean I want to do something. Yeah, I can change the oil in my car. My daddy taught me how to do it. But this doesn't, if I got a man, that's not something I want to do. Like, you take care of it. You make sure that the car is good. Make sure I'm good. Make sure whatever. So though, like, that's really big for me.
Well, there's a limit.
I want to feel safe, like the way I feel with my parents. And I don't think that's asking for too much, because that's how I treat myself too. So,
but there's a limit.
You can't treat me like I treat me, or better than.
Yeah, but that same woman that I dated with her daughter, where she said take her out and show her how to be treated, she also didn't like to put gas in her car. So whenever her gas tank would get low, I had to make a special trip to the gas station and fill her car up for her, because she didn't like putting gas in.
Well, again,
so there's a limit.
I don't like putting gas in my car, but I got to get from point A to B, so I do it. But
right,
when my mom and dad are together, she don't ever touch a gas pump. She don't ever touch a door. Like, there are just certain things that she never crosses her mind, because my dad does it. And that's how I am. Like, if that's my example, why would I?
Yeah, but
why would I expect
at what point
different?
does being chivalrous, are you being chivalrous and then just making your woman weaker? At what point does that translate?
Well, it's not a weaker thing. It's because chivalry isn't, believe it or not, and people like to say that there aren't just say gender roles, but to a certain degree there are. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but chivalry is just say the man doing all the quote unquote manly things. It's not doing everything. It's not making a woman do absolutely nothing, but it's doing the manly things. We get broken down, you're the one who changed the tire. You know what I'm saying? If we stuck out in the cold, you're the one who give up your jacket. If you're walking through a door, you're the one who opens it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But on the same flip side, if the mother is just say out with the kids, she is now, if you will, the chivalrous one. Like, she's the one opening the door for the baby. She's the one, you know what I'm saying, opening their door, putting them in the car seat, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like it trickles down to a certain degree. And even to Janessa's point, a lot of fathers, I'm assuming your father taught this, but a lot of fathers will teach their daughters how to, change oil and tires or whatever the case may be.
I just cut my grass last Saturday.
Right. Just for the sake of
first thing my daughter's gonna like.
For the sake of, if you're on your own, or if you need to do it, or whatever the case may be, you have the ability to do it. But if we're talking about how like things are just in society, and and if you disagree with it, that's to each his own. I'm not here to combat that, but that's like chivalry is just literally just stepping up, doing those what's considered the manly, deeds, if you will. And if you just decide that that's just not how you want to, live by, or and I'm not talking about you, Sarah, just anybody, and the woman who you with is okay with that or whatever, then that's y'all business.
And I might be
but,
just speaking from my personal experience, just because it's like, how many times do I have to watch you coast in to the driveway on fumes because you want to do that thing yourself, and it's like, you didn't even leave me enough gas to get back to the station.
But everybody does things different. Like, a shout out to Mr. Moore. Kenny Moore is he's the husband of one of my mom's best friends, Miss Mary Moore. He literally he'll go outside, he'll wash and detail his truck, then he'll get his wife's car and wash and detail hers, then he'll get his daughter's car and wash and detail hers. And anytime they ever need their car clean, washed, whatever, gassed up, whatever, they literally know he gonna do it. Like, they don't ever have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And why he's like,
I was fine with the wife, but the kid, no. You gotta learn how to do that.
And I'm talking about, and she this happened like even into her adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Like, here, whatever like that. And even with my mom, when she had her house still in Atlanta, and she was, by herself, especially when I was living in Tampa, like, he would go over, he cut my mama grass, you know what I'm saying, and make sure, you know what I'm saying, she's straight, because we stayed around the corner, because it wasn't a man at the house. You feel what I'm saying? So he would do those things. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, and he may have done more than that. I don't know if he washed her car and stuff too, but I know he definitely would cut the grass and stuff like that.
And let me just say this too. I think for some men, like my dad, Mr. Kenny, probably Kellie's dad, there's a level of they want to do for their wives. It's not, they don't see it as a,
or for women who they love in general. You know what I'm saying? Their child, your wife's best friend, whoever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
they want to do it. They don't necessarily view it as, if you come home to one more time with this tank on E. It's more, at least I can speak for my dad. It's more so, it's a crazy world out here. I don't want you to be out at night or something like that. You get stranded, be in a bad situation. So to bypass that, let me do it, because I want to make sure my daughter, my wife is safe. And so I think when you have that type of mindset, it doesn't feel like a chore. It doesn't feel like you're just doing it. You're doing it because you care, because you love that person. You want them to be safe. You want to make them happy. You want to, whatever it may be. But I just know from my parents' perspective, my dad's perspective, it's not a chore. They've been married for over 40 years at this point. So,
I mean, training is different. Learning and giving knowledge is completely different. Trust me, if I had a daughter, the second she turned 15, 16, she's starting to drive, the first thing she's going to learn how to do is put gas in the car. Second thing is going to learn how to change the oil. Third thing is going to be learn how to change a tire. And those three things will be learned before she sits behind that wheel. I promise you that. Just for her own safety and her own well-being.
And my dad did the same thing. I can change a tire. I can change oil. I can do
I know grown men that can't change a tire. I had to go help my friend change a tire. He's 40 years old. I had to help him.
That's none of my business, but I can do
it is your business. It's everybody's business. I'm putting him on blast.
What some other man can do is not my business, but those are things that my dad instilled in me. However, like to Rudy's point, he taught me these things so I didn't have to be reliant on a man, didn't have to be dependent on a man, so I wouldn't get got by the tire man. So it's like, I know these things, but again, if I have a man and he wants to do those things, who am I to say to go back?
Not even that. You shouldn't have to do those things. You should just be able to do those things. That's my only point. You shouldn't have to. If you have a man in your life, you shouldn't have to do those things, but you should be able. It's his job to make sure that you're able. If you got a man in your life, it's his job to make sure you're able to do them. God forbid something happens to him. God forbid he's not around, whatever. You should be able to do those things. And that's part of the male responsibility on as far as I'm concerned, is not only to do those things, but to teach those things and say, if I'm not around, do this. And I'm so happy you know how to change a tire, Janessa. I really am.
I cut your grass too.
Oh, cut my grass. I don't even cut my grass. I live in Florida. There's no grass here.
I know how to fix circuit breakers.
All the grass here is cut by
I
Guatemala.
can do some things now, and I think that might be. Well, never mind. I think sometimes people are intimidated because I do know how to do a lot of things, but
yeah,
if you're securing yourself, then it shouldn't be a problem.
well, you don't have to tell them you know how. You can always play the old country dumb thing where you know what you're saying, but you just let them go. You know, that's the best course of action.
For your ego.
For their ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. For their ego.
Well, Kellie, before we get out of here, you and your father and your man in comparison.
I think I would agree with Janessa's statement about the security, the emotional security. I think that men, and you guys can probably tell me more in terms of men and money. I definitely feel like men understand the financial security and providing that for their families. I think what's important for me that I feel like my father has also provided, in addition to the financial security for the family, is the spiritual and the emotional security as well.
100%.
And I think that that's important to me. And that's a space, like I said, where I will want my man to show up. Again, I think all men know, first of all, money just gets women, period. You know, the appearance of having money, you drive around in a nice car, especially, I live in Atlanta, so you drive around in a nice car, you have on nice clothes, you have on jewelry. The appearance of money attracts women in general, certain types of women, not all women, but attracts women in general. I think what I'm looking for, like I said, in terms of what my father has provided me, is also that emotional and that spiritual security as well. That's a long story short.
Well, I think that goes for all genders, for that matter. I love my father more for his counsel than anything else,
right?
Because he ain't hardly ever given me any money in my whole life. So it's, but his spiritual counsel has always been there, always been there for me. It doesn't even matter. It's 12 o'clock at night. I'm having a crisis. I call him up. I know he'll talk to me for 2 hours if I have to.
Absolutely.
And that to me is worth way more than money. That's worth way more than security, way more than gold.
Absolutely.
Because you keep me right, and then I'll go out and make it happen myself.
Right. Because like Janessa said, and it may be for most women, like, I want to know that you're going to show up when I need you, and that when I need you, that you can handle it, and that you will handle it. And I don't have to worry, and I don't have to stress, and and I feel like that's how I feel. That security that my father has given me, that whatever happens, that I know that he can take care of it for me.
Yeah, and you don't even have to know how to change a tire. Just as long as you show up and say, "I got this, hun. I got AAA." Bop, 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 bop.
Right.
And as long as you handle it, that's all that really matters.
You probably making a joke, but I get that too.
No,
but
I'm
not. I'm being
completely serious.
Right, because that's my thing. Right, is that you're gonna show up. If I get stuck somewhere in the middle of the night at 2 a.m., I need to know that you're gonna come. Because I don't know how to change a tire, and my father has taught me plenty of times. I don't know if I just didn't want to know, or
just
what.
Remember,
but I don't know how to change a tire. But he did try to teach me.
Just remember to loosen the lugs while it's still on the ground, and tighten them when it's back on the ground. That's all you got to worry about.
Okay. But yeah,
because otherwise you push the car and then you push it off the jack, and now you're really stuck in a bad situation. So,
and I just want to add this too, because this happened to me with a guy where there was car issues and he didn't know what to do. And I was trying to let him figure it out, but show me what, you can handle it. And it got to the point where I had to call my dad. I don't ever want to be in that situation with a guy where you're supposed to be my man and I got to call my dad to help us.
That's rough on both of you, to be honest.
Absolutely. On him. Yeah.
Yeah. That's rough on both of you. That's disappointment on you and disgrace on him.
And I agree with Janessa. I feel like, and I may have to find that I know that I'm going to have to find that balance of I can just call my daddy, you know, because I don't want to be that woman either, you know, because I definitely don't want to make my man feel less of a man because I can just call my daddy. And so I even like hearing from you that like, hey, Janessa, like, hey, I tried to allow him to be the man. Because I'm probably gonna be quick. You don't know? I'm gonna call my daddy. And realizing where I gotta back up a little bit and let him be him. And let him be the man. Because I can definitely see that being a problem. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Definitely don't do that.
You kind of went off the chain on this one, but it's all right.
And if you want your dad to be involved that bad, then your dad and his relationship needs to be just say, you know, they need to have their own relationship so that he can never be like, hey, yo, OG, like I you know, I'm trying to figure out how to do X, Y, B, Z, and he can decide if he actually want him to come over and help or just tell, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Because you definitely, because like you said, if you do it now, it seems like, you know, because you run to your daddy, you know what I'm saying, and I mean whatever. But if he do it, then it's a different, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be.
But you also have to take into account the age factor and the background. You know, maybe they didn't have the same background, you know, or maybe they just haven't been around long enough to learn some things, you know. So it shouldn't necessarily be a disqualifying factor. Just, you know.
Yeah.
Be willing to learn if you don't know.
I agree. Be willing.
Nobody's born knowing, but you got to be willing to learn.
Exactly. I agree.
Humble yourself, as they say. Humble yourself and say, okay, I don't know how to do this. You teach me how to do it, you know? Even if it has to come from your girlfriend's father.
Right.
You know.
So.
Or your girlfriend, who the father taught.
Or your girlfriend, yeah. That's to teach you how to change a tire.
All right. Kellie, take it away.
So, at Princess Kels 51 is where you can find me on Instagram. I have now deleted all of my posts. So it was like that black no post yet or something screen. So I don't have anything on there now.
Why
so
it got to be black?
So it's just my random stories when I decide to post them. But either way, it's private.
Alrighty.
Private forever.
You can find me at JRihanna_. We have fun over there. On Instagram and the tickety top.
Not the tickety top.
I miss the coffee and tea, but whatever.
I know, melanated brews.
I know. Where am I going? How am I supposed to know where to go in Atlanta?
It's so funny because I was looking at espresso machine, an all-in-one espresso coffee milk frother machine today, and you know, I
got a great one. I could steer you in
bringing it back, huh?
I said I got a great one. I could steer you in a great direction.
Well, send me the link. But yeah, I was thinking about bringing melanated brews back because I low-key do still go to coffee shops. I just don't post. I still drink coffee every day.
Well, I'm at Terry Wayne Comedy on all social media platforms. If you want to learn about my secret coffee machine hotspots to order from. And if you don't want that, then maybe you want the book. And it's on sale right now on Amazon. Unclaimed Ashes. All platforms. Hardcover. If you want it. It's fine. That's the one I suggest. Rudy?
This has been great. We are
the Valentine's Day special.
The Valentine's Day special.
A week late.
I'm glad everybody had a good. Well, it's kind of hard to do it because then y'all would have had
you can't
stuff
do it
a week in advance. You know,
you can't be real and do it a week in advance. You know.
Yeah, it'd be great. So, but I'm glad all y'all had good ones. You know, I definitely would. I wouldn't mind celebrating Valentine's Day. I probably would do it on an off day too, just for the traffic type thing. But I'm definitely more of an everyday type person as well. But you know.
Not the Grinch.
Just tell the people you love how you feel every day, even if it's just a candy bar. That's enough. It's enough.
That's our ending note.
I can see that on a Hallmark card. I don't know. I'll buy that.
That's right. No, Hallmark's too cheesy.
Well, we are the worst ones. Praise God. All right.
Praise God.
Top of the world.